Alright guys, so this is kind of a part 3 video. I've been kind of going back and forth with what kind of truck I should buy, if I should have sold the Tundra or not. And I did sell the Tundra in the last video. I made $5,000 on the truck, total profit. I drove the truck for a little over a year, put about 12,000 miles on it. I got all my money back. I sold all the mods for what I paid for them, so I did really good on that. But as you all know, it's a seller's market, not a buyer's market. But part of the search for the vehicle, I think is somewhat most of the fun of buying a new car is, the search. So previously I've flown all the way to Atlanta to buy a vehicle and drove it home. The Mustang here in the background, I had that shipped here from Washington State to Pennsylvania. So I'm no stranger to, putting in a ton of effort to finding the right vehicle. So when looking for this truck, I knew it was going to be tough because, first of all, I was looking for the 22 Tundra, and there really aren't any. There's none in inventory. Dealers are selling them for over sticker like everything else. So I haven't even found one to look at in person yet. I found there was one about 40 minutes from me, and I called the dealership in the morning, and by the time I was able to go after work, they called and they're like, we already sold it. I just have not seen a Tundra in person, and they've went up in price considerably. So my goal was to get a nicer Tundra than my Trail Edition. But to do that, I would have had to spend about $10,000 more, and I just wasn't really in the position to spend that kind of money on a truck. We got the Bronco payment now, we got the Mustang payment. So I didn't want to spend $10,000 more than I had already spent on the Tundra in the first place. So I started this search, about a month ago. And, I scoured the entire country, because I was like, it'd be cool to maybe fly down to Georgia again and bring a car back. That'd make for good content. Or, you know what I mean? Just the hunt in general. So 3 weeks, I pounded the internet pretty hard looking, for two specific trucks, basically. The Tundra was one of them, and the other one was the truck that I did end up buying. Now, I bought this truck on Wednesday. Today's Sunday, but the weather has not been very cooperative. So I wasn't able to really film the delivery of the truck, which kind of bummed me out. It was raining. It was dark. So I'm going to unveil the truck here in a few seconds. You probably guessed what it is if it wasn't a Tundra. So it's kind of funny. I worked for Ford for 19 years, and most of the time I owned Toyotas. And of course, now that I don't work for Ford, I have two Fords right behind me here, and you'll see what else I bought. You guys ready for this? Here it is, my brand new truck, 21 Ford F-150. I'm absolutely in love with this truck right now, to be honest with you. I didn't know much about the 21s prior to buying this because I had left Ford right about the time they had come out, so I never really drove one or got to see the interior or anything. So this is a race red 21 F-150 XLT 302A with the sport package. This is basically exactly what I was looking for in an F-150. I got the 2.7 EcoBoost this time because I was just so sick of the gas mileage from the Tundra that I wanted to get as far away from that as possible. Super excited to have the keypad back in my life. It's one of my favorite features. Check out the interior real quick. A neat little feature I noticed, which is not on my two buddies' Lariats, but this has a map of Detroit on the door panel. I think that's a pretty sweet touch. So this one does have a bigger touchscreen, the console shifter, which is part of the 302A package, heated seats, nice leather wrapped steering wheel, real nice instrument cluster. These are all things that I was lacking in the Tundra. This has a remote start. So I got the bigger screen. I'm happy about that. That was one of my main goals, and I wanted the console shifter. Nice cloth interior, black with a little stitching in there. I like that. Power seats. It's got the massive back seat for the kiddos. I was starting to look at Tacomas again and some smaller trucks, but we need this space now that we lost the minivan. Super stoked on this truck. It has the optional 20-inch wheels. That was a $1,300 option. Now, I kind of wish it had the base wheels because I'm going to get new wheels anyway. But it does have the the integrated tailgate step, which is a real nice touch. It does have the tailgate work surface, which the more I look at it, the more I wish it didn't, because I'd like to put a bed liner that would cover, the whole painted area on the tailgate, because I put my bikes and dirt bikes in here. It does not have a bed liner. That's probably going to be one of my first modifications. And it does have the nice plug in the bed. So it also has the bed lights. So super stoked on this truck right now. I said I put like 200 miles on it, and I love it. The 2.7 EcoBoost gets good gas mileage, and I'm getting like 19 miles per gallon, where in the Tundra I was getting 12. So far, just the driving experience alone, love it. It's super quiet, comfortable. All the interior features are fantastic. So it does have the cool LED headlights and fog lights in the front. It's got some tow hooks. Super excited. It's got the running boards. So pretty much, this is the exact truck I would have built. But I probably would have added the B&O stereo system, which on the XLT, it's only like $650 option, but I seriously could not find one in the entire country with that option for sale. So like I said in the title, this was the best deal I could find in the country on an F-150, and I searched the entire country. So there were a lot of dealers advertising, crazy prices. Now I leased this truck again like I did on my Tundra. Hopefully it works out the same and I end up making money on it, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. So a lot of dealers, their advertised price, I contact them, they're like, oh, those rebates don't apply anymore, or those rebates don't apply to a lease, which I don't think makes sense. Like, the price of the truck's the price of the truck is the price of the truck. So I ended up getting this one locally, actually, at Ford of Monroeville, which is owned by the corporation that I work for, Lithia. So they had this truck in transit, and it was they had marked $4,000 off a sticker, but it wasn't even on a lot yet. I'm like, it's weird, to find something that they don't even have yet, and it's $4,000 off sticker, where dealers are still charging over sticker for F-150s, and there are no 22s as far as I can tell. In fact, you can't even build a 22 F-150 on Ford's site. So this was a super late build 21. It was built in the end of November, and it didn't even get to the lot until 2 days before 2022. So it's very strange what's going on in the world right now, where you can still buy a brand new 21 in 22, basically. So it's very strange. So this truck was $4,000 off a sticker. Now that was the price that was on their website. Like, I didn't get a special deal because I worked for Lithium. I mean, that was the bottom line. So I searched, except the entire country, and the best deal in the country just so happened to be 20 minutes from my house from a sister store. So, I did contact Moon Tundra Ford. We went back and forth a couple of times. I wanted to give them another chance, but they didn't have any inventory, so they didn't have anything they could deal or trade. They didn't have anything coming in until late. Well, it wasn't even going to get built till late February. So I was, kind of in a rush based on the offer driveway given me on my Tundra. I didn't want to pass that up. I can't imagine prices staying that high that much longer on the Tundra. Like I said, I made a $5,000 profit after driving that truck for a year. So it just really worked out. It was close to my house. It was almost the exact spec I wanted in an F-150. I got a smoking deal. So I'm just thrilled. I'm super happy about this truck right now. So, of course, we're going to do a bunch of mods to it. Curious to get your opinion on what you'd like to see first. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a bed liner first. That's not really a mod per se, but I may do an install video of it. Just in case you'd like to see that. I'll probably do a tonneau cover. But I want to do wheels, intake, exhaust. May tint the front windows to match the back windows. Maybe even a tune or a turbo upgrade. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. I want to know what you think about the new F-150 in general, but also mods, and if you think I made a mistake and should have held out for the Tundra. And there's going to be a ton of ton of F-150 content coming your way. Oh, and incidentally, I did order three new vehicles this week. I ordered another Bronco. We already have the Cactus Gray Outer Banks. We did some modifications to that. But my wife said, everyone has a Cactus Gray Bronco and she wanted a red one. So when I was buying this truck at Monroeville Ford, I did go ahead and order another Outer Banks in red with a hardtop, because you still can't buy a hardtop. We wanted a hardtop. I'm like, let's just order another Bronco with a hardtop. So I ordered a Bronco with a hardtop. I did get a reservation for the Ford Lightning, but I think that's going to get pushed back to 2023. And I also reserved the new electric Silverado, which I'm starting to find out that that's not going to be a 2025 model. So probably not going to see any of these three vehicles here in the near future, but I'm hoping to hold on to this particular F-150 at least until the Lightning comes in 2023. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for checking out my channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you follow me on Facebook and Instagram.